and glide aggregate we have seen it. And next one is a glide user. Glide user is nothing but, so this glide user methods is used to return the logged user things. So that means what are the values we have entered for the user will be the same scenario. So this should be the two types. So if you want to, and also one more thing I forgot it, the glide date will be in the server side. It's not in the client side. That method. So here, what we will do is, so here what we will do is, uh, so here what we will do is, here this glide, so this user objects or user date sheet will be executed in the two levels. First one is the server side level, and second one is the client side level. Whenever if you see in the script gs or something, it will be executed in the current, executed in the server side. So the function method gs dot get user, so gs dot get user returns a reference to the user object for the current logged in user. So that means where you can use this method is here. That means whoever the logged user, so it will get the complete logged user details into the method by, if you want to fetch it by using the method called gs dot get user. That's one. And next one, gs dot get user by id is nothing but it will returns a reference to the user object for the user id or the sys id will be provided. That means if you use the get user dot, that means what are the method you can do it, user dot get sys id, get user id. So it will get the user id of the user or else sys id of the user. But 99% it will get, mostly we can use the user id or sys id. But as a sys id is a unique field, we can use the sys id mostly. And next one, gs dot get username. gs dot get username is a method which is used to return the username of the word. That means what is a login id. So user id is nothing but whatever we have done. So it will be the same here for the same thing here. And you get gs dot get display name. So gs dot get user display name is a method which will be returns display value for the current logged in. So for example, if you see, Abel Tutor is the current logged user. The in that his name is Abel Tutor, so it will display the his name only. So if you want to display, we can use the gs dot get user display method. This is the one of the most used methods. And next one, get user id. So here get user id by id and get user id is both are different. So get user by id which returns the user objects for the user id or the sys id. But if you use the gs dot get user id, it will correct exactly, it will bring the user id, sorry, it will bring the user id of the system for the same thing. Which means the user id, sorry, here the gateway user id, it will return the sys id. So what happened, the sys id of the record is always unique, and it cannot be what we can say, mm, sys id of the object is unique, and it cannot be, oh, it cannot, it can be, so it can be used for the any user for here. Now the next step here what we can do is, get first name. No, get by user id, it will fetch the logged id, logged user id. And get by, sorry, get user id will fetch the sys id of the current user. No, no, sysid is different, logged is different. For example, if you take any user id, for example, I'm just opening this user. So this is the logged id. Tutor is the logged id. Yeah, user is the name. So it will do the same thing here. Now get first name. Get first name returns the first name of the current logged user. If you want to get it, kgs dot where first name equal to gs dot get user dot get first name. It will fetch the first name of the logged user. And second one, if you want to fetch the last name, similarly we can use the gs dot user dot get logged user. Next one, get email id. Get email id is nothing but wherever email id is nothing but what was the user id will be used for the same thing here. So get mail id is nothing but what is the logged user email id. If you want to fetch it, we can fetch the gs dot get user id. And next one, get department id. Department id is nothing but whenever if you logged this one department, so this is the department. So whenever if you use the get department, it will fetch the it will fetch the sysid of this product management, the department here. And next one, get company id. It will returns the company's sysid of the current logged user. So which means here we have a company, whether you have a company. Okay, let me add that field here. So for example, if you add company, so if you open this one, so this user is tagged which company, so it will be fetched. Right now it was in ACME South America. It will fetch the sysid of this field. That's one. Next one, get company record. Returns the company glide record of the current user. So get company ID will get the sysid of the record, and get company is used to, it will fetch that glide record, that means that table complete info, it will fetch it. That is the one. Get user id, get company id is returns the sysid of the one, and get company record will fetch the complete glide record, that code table. Next, get language returns the language of the current logged user. So this is the mostly the 99% the logged user will be in the whatever the logged user will be for the same thing here. So that means what is the language. So for example, by default I think right now in that one we have only English. So here what is the current language, if you want to fetch this one, it will fetch the info. And get location is nothing but it will returns the location of the current logged user. Location in the sense, if you open this one, it's not added. Location in the sense whatever the location, it will fetch the here. So for example, if I open this one location and I'm just adding a domain ID, it will fetch the current one. So if I leave, so let us wait. Location and I'm just adding a next one is a domain also. So there is a domain. So what happened? I just use this one. If this method is used to, if you want to get this location, you can use the same thing. And next one, get domain id. Domain id is nothing but it will returns the sysid of the current event. So this will be used for the only when the instance is separated with the domain separation. So that means domain separation is a big topic. So the domain separation is nothing but, so if you want to one company can use a multiple companies can use the one instance for their business purpose, then we can use the different domain purpose. Next one, get domain display value. Get domain display value will returns the display value which was logged in that one. So that means if you use the get domain ID, it will returns the sysid of this global. Or if you use get domain display value, it will displace the this global name. And next one, get manager ID. Get manager ID is used to, it will fetch the current logged in manager, sorry, current user manager sysid. So that is the one thing. And next one, get my groups. Get my groups is nothing but whereas this the current logged in user will be part of the all the groups, it will be displays for the same thing here. That means what are the groups which is what are the groups will be he has be part of it, he will do the all the so whatever the part of his group, so it will all displays the same thing here. So that's a basic thing. That means for example if the user is belong to 10 groups, it will fetch the all 10 groups. So it will fetch all 10 groups of the user. Next one is member of. Is member of is nothing but, so it will check whether the current logged in user is be part of that particular group. So here this is the say script we have given. So you guys can check after later. I think this file has some issue. So that's why it was showing as a very long thing. So okay, that's okay. So what is member of is used to whatever the current logged in user is, it will check whether the be part of the particular assignment group, it will do the same thing. And the next scenario is used to gs dot has role. gs dot has role. Oh my God, okay, gs dot has role, it will returns true if the user has the given role. So for example if you want to check whether the for example if the logged user has ITIL role, if you want to check it, what we will do is we can check by using the option called gs.had role. If the user has ITL role, we can write a script to execute something, or else it will not execute to do the same thing. And next one, gs.has roles. I'm sorry, this is not. I think this is additional added. gs.has roles. GS dot has roles is a simple thing, whereas it will get the multiple roles. That means GS dot has role, it will fetch the exact role, only one role, and GS dot has roles will be have well, the multiple roles for the same thing. Adi. So that's the one. Next one, what we will do here is these are all the methods which will be used to fetch the current fetch the current logged in user by using the server side. I hope you clear till now what we discuss. Later I think I have already shared this document, you guys can refer it. Okay, very good. Next one, right now whatever we have done, those are all methods is used for in the client's server side. So that is the gs dot get user. So similarly if you use the same thing, g user method g underscore user dot username, it will fetch the current logged in user name. That means, so what is the logged in user name, it will fetch the same thing here. Similarly g underscore user dot first name, it will fetch the current name of first name of the current user. So like we have already seen that gs dot get user ID dot first name, it will fetch that is in the server side. If you want to perform the same thing in the client side, it will fetch the here same thing. Next one, g underscore user dot last name, it will fetch the last name of the current user, which means so last name of the current user, it will be current user. So what is the last name we can do this in, or else if you want to get the sysid of the current logged user in the client side, we can use g underscore user dot user id, it will fetch the sysid of the current logged user. That's a basic thing one. And g underscore user dot has role, that means here you can see gs dot had row as role, it will check whether the logged user is have the particular role or not. Similarly if you want to check it in the client side, we can use g underscore form dot c underscore user dot has role, it will check the whether the current logged user has that particular role or not. That is in the client side. And next one, same thing, has role exactly. As role exactly is nothing but, so this will true if the current row user has the exactly role specified. That means regardless of admin. So admin we don't need check. If the user is exactly has only one that role, it will check all the stuff. Next one, g underscore user dot has roles. It will check multiple roles for the user. So that means whatever it has, it will be the same thing here for it. So that means what are the multiple roles where we can do it? It will be we can check and we can let's for the same thing here. So this is the basic thing about the one. And if you come to the next one, what is the next role? I'm sorry, I think this is the one. So these are the basics or whenever if you use the user sheet. So these are all methods gs dot get user. So if you are writing any script, it will fetch that information from the server side. Or if you use g underscore user, it will fetch that info from the client side. So that means whenever if you see g underscore farm for the same thing. So this is the scenario. And also what happened today, I just give write a business tool and you can use gs dot info, like you can print those names in the one for each and everything. You can just one gs dot add info message or something, from that you can write the script. For example I'm just writing right one is simple script. I'm just writing a Okay, I'm just writing a business rule. One business rule I can write it. Oh my god, what is it's not loading? Okay, I'm just writing one business rule. So to whenever the record is updated, so it will show the company show the something one method. What is this method? Logged user. For example, if I am going to write here, oh my god, still I think there is some transaction issue. What happened? The details display. So it will check and what happened? I'm just making whenever the record is updated. Yes, updated after action. I'm not writing advanced. So here what happened? I'm just making a user equal to. So what is the method we have written here? User object equal to gs dot get user. Okay. So okay, we can use gs dot get user. Get user is one. Now I'm just writing gs dot add info message of user. That means what are the value we have entered, it will be display the same thing. Now if I open this user table again, I'm just going to update this one. So let's go to update this one. So I'm just going to adding the title or something XYZ CFO and save this. See what happened? Whatever the user ID, it was display the this is the ones in backend. So if you want any sysID, what happened? Gs dot get user ID, right? Get user ID. So what happened? It will fetch the current logged in sysID. If I open this one, so I'm just making a bell L. I'm just adding. See, this is the sysID of the user. That's one. Or else, if you have seen any other thing, so if you want to get the first name of the logged user, so gs dot get first name. So what we are doing is gs dot. See what we have written. Gs dot get user get. I'm sorry, get is see right. So here what happened? The whatever we are written, it should be the uh what we can say. case sensitive. So here get user first name and I'm just going to save. See what it has given system, but here the logged is not logged user. So whatever we are updating in the user table, but the logged user is system. If you open that user profile, so for example, if I open this user profile, I'm just let me duplicate it. So that means here whatever the first name of this user will be returns the same thing. So this one, this is the update. That means the logged user, whatever the details it was there, it will automatically print here all the same thing here. So this is the basic thing about how we can write the all the stuff. I hope we clear how we can display. You guys can check one by one option later. So by using this data sheet. Okay, very good. So this is the task for today. Spandana, I think maybe you missed it. You can. I will share that two videos to you. You can just follow the same thing. Okay. Right. Thank you. So any questions for today's topic? What we discussed till now? Yep. Yeah, you will get a lot of things. This is a very big topic. And any issues with any doubts with the previous topics? If no other doubts, we can wind up the session and we'll meet on tomorrow at same time. Okay. Thank you all. Bye.